You know what? I didn't even know I was competing because I was such a procrastinator, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll compete next week. And this happened 5 years in a row, bro. And my wife goes, you know what? Behind my back, she just,
She signed you up? No joke.
3 weeks before competition, she goes, oh, by the way, I signed you up for competition.
You were pissed?
Oh, dude, I was because like, come on, man. But I'm happy she did it because she believes in me, bro.
Yeah.
And there's days that I'm like, shit, man, you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because my dough didn't come out the way it was.
Yep.
Oh, this and that.
Yep.
But dude, she's
you
big,
needed
bro.
that kick in the ass to do it.
Yeah, bro.
The following podcast is a Pie to Pie production.
Every slice tells a story.
Flat iron pepper. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Stop finishing your pizza with crap. Head to flatironpepper.com and join the pepper flake revolution. This episode is brought to you by Karen Spring Mills. It's not your average flour. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things, all qualities that I want in my dough and in my restaurant. They're here to help you bake your best. Better pizza, better future. Slice is building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. Like us, they are telling the stories of the independent pizza shop owners and ultimately creating tools that help the small guy compete with the big chains. This business can be lonely, but with Slice, you can be in business for yourself, not by yourself. This episode is brought to you by Maestro Sausage, the only sausage we use at Hot Tongue. They produce sausages specifically with pizzerias in mind, and you can tell. So if your sausage isn't hitting all the right notes, let Maestro lead the way. Well, let's start off with I'm my own grandpa, dude. This guy became a 40-year-old grandpa, dude.
Yeah, man. I didn't have any cable back then, man. I only had 3 channels, so.
So it was time, it was either like the 3 channels or like Bangarang.
Yeah, that's it, brother. That's it, man.
Are we talking teen pregnancy? Because I'm not good
Yeah,
at math.
man. I was a teenager, man. Yeah, bro. When I had my first child,
How
I was
old?
Like 17. Was I 17? Almost turned 18.
What is that like?
I didn't listen to my parents.
Or
man.
anyone.
No, I still don't. I listen to my wife now. She keeps me on track, so yeah,
But when you're 17, no one can control you. You are a wild
you know
animal,
bro.
Yeah. Well, you're so stupid.
Exactly.
I feel like adolescence, being a teenager, and even into your 20s, you fucking know everything, but you know absolutely nothing.
Exactly, bro.
There is no hand that can slap you hard enough to tell you you don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did having a child at 17 kind of make you grow up, or make you like? Did it hit you, or like, dude, what kind?
No,
like,
you know what, man? I was
like,
dude, I was a wild child, man. When I was growing up, and it did like made. I was always a grinder, man, like working and stuff.
Yeah.
So it made me want to work even harder now, man, because now you got a child coming in, so you got to take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do your best.
Yeah.
But nah, man, it's just like life, man. Life is nuts, bro. And throws, I was stupid back then. And, there's days and times that I'm stupid now at my age, man. You know what I mean? We're all fucking human. We fuck up all the time,
Yeah.
But thank God I have a good woman, besides me, and, counsels me, man. Say, I'm not a well, spoken individual, and people say, man, why is this woman with you? I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know who's crazier, her or me.
Yeah.
But no, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have a good woman beside me, man. And, and she's, I don't think I'm the best pizza man in the world. And I don't think my product is the best, but she's there to tell me, what you are, man. You're the best for me. You're the best in my eyes. You know what I mean? Your product is the best in my eyes.
I mean, that's huge. And whether it's like, a woman or whatever, I think like a life partner.
Yeah.
Like choosing that and having that support system and like that respect.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're older or like as an entrepreneur, like I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Like I was basically like in tears in this hallway like 3 hours ago because like it just felt like this whole trip was like super overwhelming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
it was
like competing and like I got the gang out here. We're doing all these podcasts and like then you get the imposter syndrome sinks in.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck am I doing, dude?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm having like what am I doing?
Yeah.
Is this even like what the like should I be home? Like why am I competing?
Exactly,
like,
bro.
There's so much going on. Like, and dude, I called my wife and she was like, nothing is going wrong. Everything is going right. Yeah. Take a deep breath.
My wife's the same, bro.
Take a deep breath. You are working your ass off.
Yeah.
Like you guys are out there to do your thing.
Yeah.
Just try to have a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so serious. And like being able to call somebody like that.
You need it.
Dude, there is no better thing.
No, man. Like my wife like believes in me, man. She's the one that actually signed me up for Orlando last November.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, I competed the first time in like 26 years of making pizza, and I knock on wood, I won first place in the cheese competition. I'm like, holy
that's a
shit.
hell of a way to start off.
And my wife believes in me, bro. Like, I get emotional sometimes, man, because you're like, wow, can somebody believe in you so much? That's not your mom. My mom, she's like, like moms.
Ride or die.
Yeah, bro. She is my ride or die, man. I'm nothing without her, man, because, she helps me at the business. She is the owner as well. But, dude, I'm lost, bro. I'm lost without her, bro, there.
I feel the same way. I mean, like, well, not all the time. Sometimes I'm very like, yo, I'm like murdering this shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
course,
that post
too.
got 500 likes.
Yeah.
Yo, like somebody liked this. Somebody followed me. I got this in this competition. And then like all the fucking fake shit. And then it's like, dude, we barely have any money in our bank account. Then who am I talking to?
Yeah.
Hey, everything's gonna be okay.
Exactly.
And I do that for her too. But like, dude, having that person in your corner,
bro.
They're especially being an entrepreneur when it is a gamble. We're basically every day of our lives we wake up and get on the craps table.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, listen, my wife gambled with like I've had pizzerias in the past, but she gambled her career, because like she was in the medical field, right?
Yeah.
And she gave up her career to help me out of the pizzeria. Now, who the fuck will give up their career?
Yeah.
Right? And she was a rising star, man. And just to like help me live my dream.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of women out there like that, man.
No, not there. Absolutely not. I mean, it's like because it's a crazy thing to do.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on hold, or I'm gonna like invest in this.
Yeah.
And a restaurant is such a gamble.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it feels like though that like, you know what I love that you do, because I feel like you're getting like you're in a good place right now where you're at. Is like when you post like the outside security cameras of like the people outside, and it's just like, dude, it's like I'm so blessed right now. Like, dude, it's cracking off.
You know what? It's sometimes overwhelming, man. It's like it brings a tear to my eye because, dude, I have lines outside of my door that you see like in New York City. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a really hip fucking pizzeria, And I go to New York City every year, my wife and I, and we see these fucking lines. We're like, God damn. But then when it's happening in your place, and our place is just a little hole in the wall mom and pop shop, man. There's nothing like extravagant about it. But we're just pushing out a product that they like.
Yeah.
And we're doing something right, man.
No, 100%. I mean, like, I think it's cool. It's cool to see like across the United States that like that's popping off.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
bro.
like,
Especially in Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, like, but it's a nice thing to post. Like, yo, like I can't believe that this is happening.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
It feels good because too, it's like it means you like really give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like you've been grinding, and like this is very important.
Yeah.
Like we got to line out our door.
Yeah.
Like thank you guys so much.
At 3:00 in the afternoon,
Yeah, that's
my
insane.
pizza guys say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like 3:00 in the afternoon, there's a line. I'm like, wow. We're blessed, bro. But also, you have to work hard.
Yeah,
You
100%.
know what I mean? You're not gonna get blessings if you're just sitting on your ass.
Well, what do they say? You know, like you pray for courage, then you're going to get a situation where you are going to need courage.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna
pray,
be
you pray
put
to
in
be
a situation
safe.
to-
Okay, well, you're going to be safe, but you're going to you're going to be given a trial
Yeah.
to like, you know,
Mhm.
to show you what safety is.
Yeah.
It's like you know, God or whatever.
Yeah, man.
Whatever you want to believe in life is a trial.
Exactly, yeah.
Everything you are being tested every day.
Yeah.
I do believe that at the end of the day, it's about being as nice as possible
gotta
and
be a nice person.
to the next person.
Yeah.
It's about it's kindness.
Of course. You got to be a good
kindness-
human, man.
Kindness and forgiveness. Forgiveness is like the most powerful thing, right? Because a lot of the times, especially in this day and age, like it's so easy to get enthralled in somebody else's drama.
Yeah.
Like you go online or like you
dude.
watch reality
Sick, bro.
television
It's
and you're
fucking sick,
spending your
bro.
days worried about other people's shit.
Yeah, man.
Like it's ingrained in us to
Yeah.
worry about other
And you
people's
s-
problems.
exactly,
Right?
exactly.
And then at that point, there's no empathy for people we don't even know, so that you don't even know how to understand somebody who's sitting like right next to you.
Right.
Even being a business owner, I think forgiveness is the thing that lets letting go. You can't let go of anything if you can't forgive somebody.
Yeah.
So you can hate somebody, you can shit on somebody, but all you're doing is projecting this like
Yeah.
poison on other people.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, and especially in this business, bro. You know, because dude, there's haters in this business, bro. But you know what? Me, I don't let that affect me. I love my haters, bro, because you know it's like it's not only the pizza business is not only just like going there and work and this. It's actually like thinking about life.
It is life.
It
It's
is.
life. It's life in the fast lane, baby.
It is, man.
I mean, it transcends pizza though, because we've talked to a couple people outside of the pizza business, and it's really anything entrepreneurial. Like, so if I think that's a word, but like believing in yourself and going out and deciding that you're going to say make an app, like say the first person that's like, I'm going to make a review app, you know, Yelp or whatever, or like hamburgers or whatever it is, going out and doing something for yourself. Everyone's going to call you crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking crazy.
It is.
We aren't taught to do these things. You aren't taught to work for yourself. They don't give you tools to work for yourself. You are in school. It's basically like jump through all these hoops so that you can jump through more hoops for the rest of your life.
And you're learning every day, man. You're learning every day, dude.
Well, when you're working for yourself,
Exactly.
you are learning every day, or you're not learning every day.
Exactly. You know, and I'm not the type of person that's not complacent, man. You know what I mean? I have to like keep learning, because the pizza game, like 26 years ago, when I started it, it was like, all right, use that bag of flour, get the old Coca-Cola, right? Exactly.
There's a line on
There's a line on that Coca-Cola cup, the big fucking, or Pepsi. Blue.
Yeah.
Fill it up this much of that, and just go to town on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like the pizza game evolved so much, man. It was like wow over the years.
No, man, I was just talking like I've been going to the Pizza Expo for 7 years, and like to be able to cook on the floor this year outside of a competition. I cooked in the Gosney booth and I cooked at the Karen
awesome,
Springs
bro.
booth.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's a different vibe out there where like it's not like fill it up to this line, do a tablespoon of yeast. Like I think everyone's nerding out a little bit.
It
more.
is.
Everyone cares,
Which
a little
is
bit
fucking
more.
cool, man.
And I think like our age bracket too, like we're not old guard, old head. So it's
Right.
like people are sharing more.
Yeah.
People are talking less shit
Yeah.
and talking good shit.
Yeah.
Like around the table, and everyone's realizing there's enough to eat.
Exactly.
There's enough to eat out there.
It's funny you mentioned that, maybe because back in the days when I started, it was those days that like you would tear the label off the cans and make sure nobody goes in your garbage
That's
dumpster.
crazy.
Right? But now everybody shares, man. You know what I mean? Because like when we opened our shop, dude, we have our haters too. But you know what I say? I can't feed all of Southwest Florida. So, if a new pizzeria opens, God bless them. I hope they succeed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of
Because, you need variety, and variety is what's beautiful in life, man.
It's the spice of life, dude.
Exactly,
And
bro.
and you want choice.
Of course.
You want choice. You want everyone to choose you.
Yeah,
but there needs to be competition is really what drives things to get better in the first place.
You're right.
So to me, I always say I really don't feel like I have any competition. I am so hard on myself that I don't need anybody other than like my shitty intrusive thoughts telling me to work harder.
Right.
Like no one else is going to make me better other than myself.
Exactly. I say the same thing, man. I say I don't have competition because there's thousands and thousands of people in Southwest Florida. I can't feed them all. And if there's a line of 500 people out there, your pizzas are going to come out like shit because you're going to start like fucking throwing them out like as quick as possible because you don't want these guys to get pissed off because they're waiting forever. You know what I mean? And your ovens and all that shit, they're not catching up. And
well, now and that's a very smart thing to think about because everybody wants all the sales, but there's a capacity of when you're selling,
be greedy, brother.
You can't be greedy. There's a capacity of when you're making great product, but everyone knows there's a threshold on a Friday night or a busy Saturday night. You know you're hitting a certain number, like a number, and you're then okay with sending out something that is subpar than what you would sell out, or what you would sell in a regular like time in business. And we have to do that because our stores are
of course
small. But dude, I wouldn't wish that upon myself to be so fucking busy because then you're getting all these people coming out and then you're just making shitty product.
Exactly, man. Because your ovens ain't. I don't give a shit if you got the Cadillac of fucking pizza ovens. If you're banging out 500 pies on a Friday night and you got one oven with like let's say a 3-chamber oven, dude, your pie, the first pie is not gonna look like the 250 pie that you're gonna.
It won't even look like the 80th pie.
No. And there's and people's got to realize that. Bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. People's got to realize on a Friday night when you're got that hour wait, like, dude, I gotta let my fucking ovens like heat up, man.
If your sausage needs aren't hitting all the right notes, then let Maestro lead the way. Maestro has been working closely with pizzerias for decades. They produce sausages designed specifically with pizzerias in mind. And you can tell their Italian sausage crumbles look like they were handmade in your shop, and they will taste that way as well. With over 80 years in business, family owned and operated, the family is incredible and so is their product. It's quality sausage with quality ingredients. Click the link in the show notes. A classical masterpiece awaits you. Back to the show. Well, you're talking about something like I don't even think that we've explored is like and I think the younger cats are pretty good at like these like time slot situations or like pre-orders. Like that's new shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course.
That's some next level shit that I've never dealt with. But I talked to Cowabunga; they do all pre-order, and so like everything's timed out so that everyone's getting the same quality shit. But like when you run it old school, like when do you decide that like we are either going to cut this off or we're going to tell you that it's a 2.5 hour wait?
I do. I cut it off. I'll tell my wife, pause all the online orders. Yeah, because dude, it's 2 pizza on Friday night, 2 pizza guys, 3 oven guys, and a cutter. You know what I mean? And one of the oven guys is helping the cutter. And there's times that we can't keep up. You know what I mean? We got 4 ovens. We got 2 double stack. I got a double stack Baker's Pride, double stack Marcel. All right.
So you got 4 decks?
4 decks, yeah. But even that, man, you're pushing out pies, boom, boom. And as soon as you open that deck, bro, you're losing 20 degrees of fucking heat. You know what I mean? So, but no, man, we know we upset some people sometimes, but I want to push out quality, man. And if it takes, actually pissing some people off, and I have to stand behind my product. You know what I mean? It has to come out. Business wise, it doesn't like make sense.
It does make sense though.
Yeah, but to other people, it doesn't.
Yeah, but
when you're thinking about numbers, it doesn't make sense to people.
Yeah, but I think that you're like, this is such a great point and something that's good to talk about because you can talk about numbers, like short-term numbers. Yeah. So like if the demand's here, say some influencer comes in, changes your life for 3 months and you are hitting these numbers for 3 months, but you at some threshold start giving people shitty pizza. Yeah. Great.
What's going to happen after 3 months?
You had 3 sick months, but even 10% of those people that you could have had for lifelong customers that came to try you ate shit pizza and you knew it because you had to send it. Yeah. Because you didn't throttle your orders and you weren't willing to piss some people off up front, be apologetic, tell them to come back. I'll fucking comp your whole meal next time.
We do that.
Then you missed out on 10% or 20% of business that could have been like lifelong, or at least 3 or 4 times,
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
every 6
exactly.
months.
Yeah, I focus more on our neighborhood, the people in our area,
And that's important.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I focus more. And we've been blessed that we're in Fort Myers. People drive from Naples, drive from the other coast to come and eat in our place, and they pull up to our plaza because our plaza is a little old, man. It's like from the 70s.
Yeah.
And we got the little corner, little corner lot, and they look and they're like, damn, this place. And when they go in and they try the product, they're loving it, But I want to maintain that.
Yeah.
But
It's such a hard thing to do,
it's
though.
very hard. It's even harder to not teach maybe ingrain it in the customer's head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they gotta wait, or they stand behind their product. So
Well, it's short-term pain.
yeah,
It's short-term pain for long-term gain. Like that's always like the thing. But it's like if you can educate your customer, and short-term might be 3 months of you telling people, this is the wait, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
You know what's good?
Yeah.
Maybe like come in at 2, get your order then. Or you know what? For you, we'll do a deferred order. We'll have it ready for you at 6. Like
Yeah.
whoever you got to coddle.
Yeah.
But for you, you're talking about keeping integrity of your product, dude.
Yeah.
And so when you won, did you win at Pizza
Pizza
Summit?
Summit Orlando, man.
Okay,
yeah.
which is
my
sick.
wife. You know what? I didn't even know I was competing because I was such a procrastinator, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll compete next week. And this happened 5 years in a row, bro. And my wife goes, you know what? Behind my back, she just,
She
signed me
you up? No joke.
No shit. 2 weeks, 3 weeks before competition, she goes, oh, by the way, I signed you up for competition. I'm like, dude. I was like, I said every book of the.
You were pissed?
Oh, dude, I was, because like, come on, man, But I'm happy she did it.
Yeah.
You know why? And because she believes in me, bro.
Yeah.
And there's days that I'm like, shit, man. You like, you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because my dough didn't come out the
Yep,
way it was.
yep.
Oh, this and that. Oh,
Yep.
But dude, she's
You
great,
needed
bro.
that kick in the ass to do
Yeah,
it.
bro. And I had a good time today, competing. Yesterday, was it? Yesterday competing, and I'm going to compete in California, I think.
You're gonna do the Anaheim?
Yeah, I'm going to do the Anaheim.
Sick, dude. Sick.
And-
Hopefully I can have you out at Hot Tongue.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, dude. You know what? My wife and I were planning to have do a little pizza crawl over in California, bro. And you're like top on the list, dude. You know what I'm saying? I want to come visit your spot, bro.
Definitely. Who do you want to go see out there?
Dude, I want to, you, of course, and I want to go to Apollonia's. Which,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Danny Boy's.
Yeah.
Because Danny Boy's is a fucking cool dude. You know what I mean?
Have you met him?
Dude,
He was on
I
the
met
floor
him.
today.
Yeah, I didn't see him, but through Snap, not Snap, but Instagram and stuff like that. I got that LA, that LA.
Yeah,
hat,
yeah.
Dude, I got one of those. It was just fucking awesome. But bro, California's blown up, bro.
Yeah, there's some good pie out there.
There is great pie up
Yeah.
there, bro. You don't need to be in New York to have a good pie.
Well, dude, you can have a great pie anywhere these days.
Exactly.
I just think that, like, especially in the last 5 years, with the COVID boom, with Gosney's, with Unis, with people having like the easier access to cooking professional pizzas outside of a commercial oven and finding what they want to do, and then those home bakers nerding the fuck out, pushing the other dudes to like nerd the fuck out, and dough and like and grain, and like it's
crazy.
There's a huge elevation. It's like the game is sick, baby.
It's sick, bro.
I wanted to ask, like, keeping it simple, like, what grain do you use?
Bro, this is the thing. And you did podcasts about it because I watch your podcast all the time. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, bro. I use King Arthur Sir Lancelot. Okay?
I love it.
You had Al, the Pizza Buddha, on your podcast.
Fucking gangster.
And there's something that like got ingrained in my head. And he said, you don't need a Cadillac to push out a good pie.
100%.
You guys were talking about ovens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can use a Honda
Yes.
to take you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And the fucking Honda will last forever.
Yeah.
Just
No, that
like
was
a,
like, that's,
just like a Blodgett or Baker's Pride.
you're 100% right.
Okay.
Yep.
And I believe in that, bro. You know, I can't over in Florida, we can't get the grains that you guys get over there in Cali or up like, you know, by New York and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like blending their flours and stuff. But if you have a great process of making your dough, your batch,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you follow the time, temperature, and control method,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you can push out a good fucking pie, bro. I got pies, bro. That, dude, most of my pies come out with blisters, bro. Okay, and people say, "How the fuck you do it, man?" You know, it's like, dude, time, temperature, control, man. You know?
Well, I think that it's not even the grain that's most impressive with your product. It really would be your oven. So it's like you're dealing with two different ovens, and like
Yes.
for me, I do say like now I don't think I would ever go back to a gas oven because electric has allowed me to get a pizza. Like I feel like I have so much more control, whereas prior to using a Marsal
Dude, you
or a
need an oven
Baker's
guy, bro,
Pride.
watching that bad.
Yeah, it's well, I still need an oven guy, but not as much. You do a 180,
Exactly.
But it's more with temperature. Now that you can like, now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with the bottom. I'm gonna fuck with the top.
Yeah.
And when you cook at 600 or 650 in an electric oven, it's like a less aggressive heat.
It is. Then
So then when you push a Baker's Pride or a gas oven or a Blodgett up to 650, you're going to burn your pie.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of heat
No,
because
it's
the
not.
bricks work very differently. So it's like that's where real talent comes into play. And it's the same thing I was talking to dudes that, you know, these dudes that make some of the sickest content and they're making pies out of unis. When you are dialed in to whatever flour or tool you're using to make these things, I think that's where the talent shines now.
Right, yeah.
It's not in what grain you're using.
No.
It's not in what oven you're using.
No,
it's what tools you have in front of you and then being able to be so intensely like dialed in on how you want to use those tools. It's fundamentally we're all using the same ingredients.
it's the same shit.
Whether it's an all Trumps bag, a King Arthur bag, somebody's mixing some whole wheat. Your dough is mostly going to depend on your time, your temperature, and your fermentation
Exactly.
time. Like how long are you going to go with it? And sometimes you don't need to go long.
No.
If you told me that if you said I have a 60% hydration and I do an 18-hour fermentation and you gave me a fucking sick ass bake, it would blow my mind. But at the same time, I'd be like, I bet so many hours went into figuring out
Trial and error,
exactly how to do that. You don't need a 90% hydrated dough fermented with sourdough with a bit of poolish, some 5% whole grain,
Exactly.
you know, with some semolina, 5-day fermented on the back of a goat into your, you know, like you don't need all that.
No, you don't
It
need
sounds romantic.
It does, and it sounds great.
I'm more impressed with the dude who has a yeasted dough and he's like, yeah, this was same day dough.
Yeah. Very scientific.
Yes. Well,
If you're not a numbers guy, dude, you're gonna be fucking lost, bro.
Well, dude,
'Cause that's
so like dude,
percentages. and
Dude,
shit.
I like can understand baker's percentages, right?
Right.
I do scale everything so that everything's precise. But I still move everything's off of feeling. And then like the only reason I complicate things myself is because you get bored.
Yeah,
You've been doing it for 27 years. Like I've been in the business for 15 plus years, but that's
But
starting
still
as
a long time, dude.
Starting as a driver, working my
does
way
not
up.
matter. You were watching everything.
But
you
I not only want to create new relationships through maybe certain companies that maybe want to support my journey, and I want to support theirs, but I also want to challenge myself, and I think that's where the overcomplication can come. I think there's some dudes that just like flex weird shit, and they're young guys, and you don't need to flex, dude.
Right.
Like try to simplify your process as much as possible.
Right.
Make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Because no one gives a fuck at the end of the day.
exactly.
Susan and Sal and Johnny and Jim.
Yeah.
You know what they want?
Yeah.
Their pizza when you told them that it was ready.
Yeah.
They're not looking at the bottom.
You get these young pizza guys, man. You know, dude, I give them credit, man. You know, I don't hate. You know, but it's like they take the Instagram pic of that beautiful fucking pie.
They always take the sick gram
can
pics.
you do that same look 150, 200 times? Can you fucking do it?
Yeah. It's not even can you do it? Because some of these dudes are so crazy that like the young guns, like they're on their oven. They're the ones on their oven for fucking 5-6 days a week. And yeah, they're doing it.
And they know they're
here's the here's the talent. Can you do that? Can you teach somebody to do that? I forget what the quote is, but like real mastery is teaching somebody how to make something exactly how to perfect a craft. And that's what it is. Yeah. Teaching is, and no, everyone can make good pizza.
Oh yeah,
everyone could do anything. Yeah, but teaching somebody is a true art. Exactly. Being a mentor and a leader, not everyone is cut out to be a restaurant owner because it's so much more than sitting in front of your oven. And the guys that are chained to their oven, I would kind of say that there's a possibility that you're maybe not a great leader because that's why you're sitting, or you're insecure because you don't need to do that. Right. Your product's not going to suffer that much if you can put some systems in place.
Oh yeah,
call me. Yeah, I'll give you some systems to get you a day off. Yeah, you know what I mean. Do you take days off?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You got a good team?
We got a good team. We have a great team. You know, our son and our daughter helps us out with the
You got the fam in there. Dude.
We got the fam, bro. We're old school, but with new school mentality. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're not like no, dude. If we need to change things, we need to change things. You know? We're not stuck in our ways. You know, and I love that about the pizza, how pizza is now, bro. No, nobody's stuck on their ways anymore. Everybody wants to learn. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love that. But dude, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. Sometimes I just sit back and I watch all these pizza guys. I'm like, man, dude, this thing of ours has come a long way.
Some of us in the pizza industry might only know Slice from the online ordering app, which is still around, but Slice is doing a lot more these days. They're building tools now to support the independent pizzeria, and not just Slice users, but the independent pizzeria industry as a whole. They're telling the stories of pizza shop owners, creating resources, and ultimately products that help the smaller guy compete with the bigger chains. Slice now has an integrated POS system that's specifically designed for pizzerias. They're doing stuff like SEO, marketing, and full website build-outs, along with custom box pricing that you are going to get probably way lower than what you're paying for right now. They have a ton of resources for every owner. Buying power is a huge thing, especially when you're talking about big chains. And what Slice allows you to do is negotiate with suppliers and vendors to get a lower rate. That's what the Slice network allows. There's 24/7 tech support for customer care, and an extension of your staff is what they call it. This business can be lonely, as you all know if you listen to this podcast, but it doesn't have to be. With resources provided by Slice, you can be in this business for yourself, but not by yourself. Do you have like a general manager, or does your boy step in?
Yeah, my son and our son and our daughter, man, they step in and they're watching things. I got great pizza guys, man. You know, I have a pizza guy that he has a little pop up he does 3 days a week.
Oh, that's tight.
And dude, and you know what? And I support him so much because he's fucking talented guy, right? He was a pizza guy for Pizzata. He was one of the managers when Pizzata had
in Philly,
in Naples. They opened a spot in Naples, Florida, for a little bit.
The guys from Philly.
Yeah, the guys from Philly. Yeah, really cool dudes, man. And man. And so he came and joined the team, and he told me that, I have a pop up. Oh, bro, God bless you, bro. You know what I mean? He's very talented. Yeah, you know, and I always tell him, I say, dude, I want you here, but I don't want you here because you're so fucking talented. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person I am. Yeah. And two great pizza guys. Our son Antonio, he's just picked up pizza. He learned like this. You know, maybe it's in the DNA or the blood. He's a great pizza guy too. It's in the blood, homie. But he is the best oven guy I ever had, man, in my life.
That's incredible.
Antonio, yeah, man. He'll a Friday night, man, he just kills it.
Just like an artist.
Dude, right, yeah, man. It's amazing, bro. But yeah.
I always say that like really true success, and like it is an old school thing that like if you ever fucking leave this place and open up your own shop, you stole everything from me.
No, that's not.
That's so you're so insecure. And even if they did though, you know that like it's going to be a tribute to where you came from until like they have their legs. Yeah. You know? But I think the most successful thing you can probably do, if you're a pizzeria owner and you bred 3 or 4 people that went off and opened their own shit,
you've already succeeded, brother.
I don't think there is any other higher success than that. I know that like there's no money in that. And I know that it's probably a tough pill to swallow, but seeing somebody that came from your program, that you nurtured, that you showed the way, to be able to flip it and look at somebody and be like, even if they, move down the street from you, you helped that journey. You were that mentor. There is no that spot without the spot that they came from. To me, that is ultimate success because, and you also don't have the pain of opening up the shop. You get to watch somebody else be tormented. So you can say, "I told you so." No, not really. But like to me, that's like true. The more people that come from your program that go on to succeed in this industry and other ones, there's no better feeling knowing that like you helped positively in somebody's journey. You know.
Yeah, and I love to see that. I love to see growth, man. Like I just told you, man. I always tell them, bro. I was like, dude, I want you here, but I don't want you here because you're so fucking talented, bro.
It's like, dude, you can keep hanging around, but at some point, I'm gonna have to kick you out.
Oh, and I
of
already
here.
know.
Yeah,
I already know. But God bless him, bro. God bless him.
Well, when you won in Orlando, it's kind of huge because that competition's in Florida. What did that do? Did you start doing huge numbers? Did it help? Was it fucking sick? Did you get on the news?
The first year we opened, we got the top 100 on Yelp's restaurants in Florida. First year we opened, like towards the end of the year, I was like, wow, that's cool. So I put it on Facebook, Instagram, got busy. And then like the second year we got Washington Post put out a spread about pizzas all over the United States. I'm sorry.
No worries.
And let me turn that off. Pizza in the United States, and we got third best New York style pizza in Florida. Because they got there was an algorithm of the Googles and the Yelps and all that,
Yeah.
And we pushed that out, and dude, we got busy. I had to get the other double stack because I was only running on a double stack Baker's Pride.
Yeah.
So I had to buy another double stack oven, which thank God I had enough room under the hood for it. And that's it. We've just been chugging along ever since. And the way, I make my pies is different from everybody else in the area. You know what I mean? I like to have that look that once you see it like on Instagram or on Facebook, oh, that's an Uncle Rico's pizza right there.
You can tell it has that bake.
It has that, yeah. And that bake's not easy, bro. It's not easy to achieve that. It's easy, but it's not easy to achieve that look.
I think that it's very hard.
Yeah.
We do a hard bake as well. And I think that your dough has to be able to sit in the oven to get the color. And then the cheese can't over caramelize either. To like, you kind of want some burning.
Yeah,
you want
of course.
the bubbles.
Yeah.
But then you need to evenly cook the bottom too.
Yeah.
And you're not going full New Haven style on it.
No.
So, but it's like a really dark brown caramelization. It's not fucking easy. Listen, and I'm going to tell you,
bro.
it's easier for me because I know how much harder it is in a gas oven.
Yeah.
But like what you do, it isn't. And especially when you're using fresh mozzarella, you can see when it starts pulling apart and stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, your pies look fucking.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Pieces of art.
Thank you. I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to better them.
Well, just the fact that you say that, like that's you stay learning and you stay better.
Yeah, bro. Man, I get I get a hard on when I see blisters on my pie, bro.
Me
I'm
too,
like,
dude.
Fuck.
It's rock hard,
Oh
dude.
yeah, dude. And it just, I don't know, man. I just love what I do, man.
Well, that helps, dude.
I love what
You know
I
what I mean? I mean, you can tell.
But I have my days. Like
We all
I'm
do.
human. You're like, fuck.
We all do.
You know what I mean? But
There's so much pressure, literally, when you open your eyes, and look at your phone.
yeah,
You don't know what you're gonna look at that morning. You don't know maybe what you're gonna walk into.
you never know.
Like unlock your door and see. Like my butthole clenches every time. Like I just like unlock the doors and open up because like I'm just. You, if you've seen enough or you've been around enough, you don't know what you're gonna walk into. I mean, luckily, great crew, whatever.
Yeah.
Like great vibes, man. And like you're always thinking positive. But those nights when somebody calls out or a main line in your bathroom breaks
Or your
and
walk-in cooler
your
goes,
walk-in cooler
fuck,
goes, and
bro.
it's always there's always something else that's happened. Maybe it's like some check bounce because there wasn't the transaction in your toaster POS like didn't clear, or like it was tax, like your sales tax was due and you forgot to pay it, and then on top of that your cooler breaks, and all these things come in three, and then it's just like your world literally crashes down on you, and there is no preparation for that. You literally you could be on top of the world, and then you just get fucking crushed by life.
I get crushed, and when shit happens like that, I'm like, fuck. But you know what? My wife goes, calm
there
down.
It is. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out. You know, and it's crazy. Like, dude, we're busy, right? And people go, oh man, I should open a pizzeria. You know what? My advice to people that want to open up a pizzeria, you know what my advice is? Quit your job and go work at a pizza shop for 1 year, but you gotta work at least 6 days a week.
Yeah.
The whole day.
Yeah.
Don't give me that like, oh, I could only work 6 hours. But no, work the whole day. And if you survive, okay, and if your health is still good, then do it. Then go ahead and do it.
I couldn't agree with that more. I take consulting calls, okay? I take a good amount of calls just for free. And it's basically somebody who's just gotten into pizza, somebody thinking about getting into pizza, somebody who likes to make pizza.
Yeah, of course.
And it really is me talking them out of the situation. And before we get off the call, most of the time I go, if you really want to do this, you, on top of the job that you're working now, you should go work on the weekends. Yeah. Because you should know what it's like to work 7 days a week. If you really, especially people that have never worked in the service industry, you know, like, then once you've done that, call me back. Yeah. That means that don't waste money on me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, go do it and see if this is for you. Because
you're nice, man. Most people will say, "Yeah, I'll help you out." You know.
Well, listen, I'm not going to
go. Give them that talk.
I'm not going to go too far into that, but you know what? People will do that. People will say, "No problem. I'll help you out. I'll take your money." Yep. Don't fucking do that.
No, you're a good human, man.
Don't. And anyone who's listening, if you you have a pop up or whatever, you know that this community's sick. Everyone, if you want, people are willing to give you so much information. This podcast is to give people information, but really, like, there's a certain level of commitment that you don't understand. Yeah. You being in the service industry, working 6 days a week, working at least a 6-hour shift in front of an oven or in a dish pit, like, it's fucking hard work. It is. And like we just talked about the statistic that everyone talks about, like, only 70% of businesses make it through their first year in the restaurant industry. And, I argue that it's only because 70% of those people had no idea what the fuck they were getting into. Exactly. It's not the restaurant industry. It's people just thinking, hey, I saw this dude was making all this fucking money putting flour and water, a water-based food.
How hard could it be?
Oh, those margins must be good. Yeah. I'll just, I'm kind of retiring here at 55. Yeah. I'll open up a pizzeria. It ain't that easy.
No, it's not.
No.
This business is not for everybody.
100%.
It's not.
I've been using Karen Spring flour for years now. It's been a complete game changer. It comes from an incredible mill in Washington State where they stone mill regeneratively grown grains into some of the most flavorful flour I've ever worked with. They stone mill everything, which means enhanced flavors, preserved nutrients, and embraces a more traditional, sustainable way of doing things. You can feel it the second you open the bag. It's not your average flour. It has color. Do you ever look at a white dough ball? A white dough ball makes no sense. Grain is not white. Open up a bag of Karen Springs and take a look at Mother Earth. Karen Spring operates a social purpose corporation. Legally, they're prioritizing impact over profit. That's pretty powerful. Whether it's your main flour or you want to just blend it, using Karen Springs is going to introduce new flavors you've never tasted before. It helps reshape the food system one bake at a time. We choose Karen Springs because we believe that great ingredients are not just a tagline, it's a commitment. And yes, it does cost more, but like anything worth doing, you get what you pay for. Our dough program is the foundation of what we sell. It's my calling card, and it starts with great grain. Be part of something better. Really use the best ingredients. Karen Springs isn't just flour. It's a belief in the makers, the millers, and the movement. Use code PIE2PIE for 15% off your first order at karenspring.com.
When have you ever heard of a pizzeria open from like 4 to 10, 4 days a week? You
Well,
know what I mean?
things are changing that way.
Oh, yeah, that way.
Yeah,
You know
which
what I
I
mean?
like, dude.
You know what I
But
mean?
those, you better be making good ass
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
pizza.
dude. Oh, yeah.
Would you ever do something like that?
Me? No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't because, like I said, I got that old school but new school mentality, but I'm a workhorse, man. I'm a worker. And I just can't. I don't know.
I mean, I've thought about it because if we looked at our numbers, I feel like you can't go backwards, but I looked at our numbers. I mean, 70% of our business is between the hours of 6 and 8.
Yeah.
But then it's like, if you're doing prep all day and you're there doing dough, then why don't you have slices? Why wouldn't you just like be open? But
I
know.
can see that.
It's tough to say. I mean, I think that like with younger people or like people getting into the community, it has been cool and creative to see people that have used Instagram and social media as tools of like creating hype for their business before opening up, so that like when they open up, there's already this like channel of people that are and customers that want
It all depends where you place your
Yes.
business. You know what I mean? You can't be in a little small town and just like or like where I'm at. Like our hours, bro, are from 11 to 8,
Yeah.
right? And Sundays,
That's good. That's a good.
Sundays 12 to 6. And sometimes I tell my wife, I was like, dude, we should open 12 to 6 every day because man, look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look at this day we just did.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're gonna have like that kind of pizzeria from like a 6-hour pizzeria, you know what I mean? It all depends where
You're right.
you locate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a downtown area, you can do it. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of
Metropolitan.
factors. Yeah.
There's a lot of factors in it.
What do you like? How do you feel about like all the automation that's coming out? Like dough ballers, dough separators, like these conveyors.
Well, how shit's going on nowadays, man, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Because the work ethic nowadays, bro, I've noticed it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm being straight up with you, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. And if you see things, like I'm seeing that all this stuff is coming out to make your business easier to handle without so many employees. You know, that's where the world's going to right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these dough ballers are pretty fucking cool though. You
Dude,
know what I mean?
like all of it I think is pretty
Yeah,
cool. But
it is.
I think that this is the only way that like restaurants kind of
Gonna
continue to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like I thought automation like 10 years ago was so fucking lame.
Yeah.
But now I actually see it as the only way forward
Yeah.
to make sure that everyone is paid like a great wage, but like you invest in some equipment that can maybe take out some labor.
Yep.
And you can pay a higher wage so that there's not as much turnover. Maybe you can have some career level employees and you can still cook up some fucking fire ass pizza.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah, but I've noticed like the work ethics now is like.
I just feel like people have moved on.
Have you seen it or no? Or have
after
after COVID it all changed?
Yeah. I think
The restaurant business changed.
that's the thing. I was talking about this yesterday. How like there was a course correct in the restaurant business where like people came back into the workforce, but not as many people came back to the service industry because I think they had a second to be like, I ain't going back to that fucking toxic ass environment. That
Everybody talking shit.
Yeah, that fucking place sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them because you know we have there's a terrible reputation of, and I've worked in those kitchens that like
so
sucked
have I.
ass,
Yeah.
and they just. I wouldn't go back there either. And sometimes all you need is a 5-minute break to realize, yo, this is insanity. And so, but coming back into it, rent is up, cost of goods is up, everything is up, labor is up because now it's not like, you know, I want to spend the most money on somebody who is highly capable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give the person with the most experience this money.
Yep.
There's no 17-year-old kid anymore
No.
that wants to work counter or learn how to cook pizzas, you know, go into community college. Like they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
That it's like a pizza shop is a good, like it's a lot of people's first jobs.
Of course.
It's like
that or
it's
McDonald's.
Yeah.
That or McDonald's.
And it's like, it's a funny thing too. I'm gonna kind of pause from this. I'm going to go on a little detour, but it's funny because I get in a lot of conversations like, "Oh, you're in pizza," or like, "You own a pizzeria," like in my real life, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I had a pizzeria job. That was my first job," and it's like that happens a lot, and it's like I don't know if to take it like as a bad thing, like, well, cool, that was your first job. This is like my career, but like,
bro.
But like it's also cool that was your first job, like somebody, and I think that's important. Like being part of somebody's journey, and like having younger kids, but like that's also a labor force that kind of needs to learn what a job is, what responsibility is. But that kind of workforce isn't there anymore.
No,
and then like the other burnout fucking line cook, we don't want to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, dude, you do.
Yeah.
you do or you don't.
Yeah.
It's how much pain do you want to be in for how long?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, do you want to keep hiring the dude that's going to show up but does a shitty job, or like everyone is kind of talking shit about, because that person, you're seriously only as good as like the weakest link, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
But being a pizza man now is cool, man.
It is.
Back in the days, bro, they say, "Oh, you make pizzas? Yeah, all right." It's like saying you were a garbage man back in the days. You
Dude,
got made fun of.
garbage
But
men
now
are
garbage
cool.
men make bank, bro.
Garbage men are
City
cool.
job, 401k. You're good.
Dude, my fucking son thinks a garbage man's way cooler than I am, dude. He's fucking like, he runs up to the door and he's like waving to the garbage man and shit.
It's a cool thing now, man.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that movie with Amelia Estevez and
with Charlie Sheen?
and Charlie Sheen?
Yeah. I remember that one.
That movie's fucking sick, dude.
Dude, bro. So, yeah, man, you gotta talk about the dark side of the pizza business too, man, because you have to let the people know.
Yeah.
It's not all like, glamorous, man.
Yeah.
You have to like say, hey, just like life, it ain't always an Instagram pic, bro.
I know, dude. That was like
it's not always a highlight.
Well, dude, I think we said this too. That it's like no one sees the 10 pictures you took before you took the one you posted.
Yes, you're right.
And that's what life is. It's the real life is the 10 pictures before the good
you're
one.
Right.
Because you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that in real life.
Yeah.
And everyone on Instagram wants to post about like, we doing this, we doing that, we out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not what it's like.
Yeah, of course. It's
I fucking wake up with so much anxiety sometimes.
just like happiness. Happiness is moments, bro.
It's fleeting.
Happiness is moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause one moment you can be happy on top of the world, the next you're like, shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're miserable.
And that's when it's good to stay present. To stay present in the happiness.
Mm-hmm.
It's smart to stay present in the sadness.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good to feel.
Exactly.
I think that there's also a dangerous part about getting older too, where you put that stress.
Yeah.
Do you start drinking? Are you smoking? Are you not taking care of yourself? Even like, are you eating bad?
Yeah.
Like I think about these things turning 40 this year.
Dude.
It's like my mental health is so important to be a good father, a good boss, a good husband. Yeah. Like I need a certain amount of sunlight. I need a certain amount of exercise.
You need to balance
to eat well.
brother.
You gotta be good physically to be good mentally.
Yeah.
You
got to balance everything. Like in our business, we'll close for 2 weeks during Christmas.
I love that.
You know why? Because we need family time.
Yep.
Our employees they got families too. They need to spend time with their families. We take care of them too. They're not, we take care of them during the holidays. Every holiday we're closed.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? And because our employees, they help us, with the business.
Mm-hmm.
They help us run the business.
Yeah.
You know? Without employees, you got no fucking business.
100%.
Unless you buy they come out with robots and shit now, like which they already have.
Yeah.
But
I ain't got robot money.
I ain't got
robot money. Dude.
I ain't got robot money, man. But you have to have a balance, man.
Also,
And you got to be smart with your money too.
100%. And what you're talking, balance with everything.
Yeah.
Balance with that. Balance in your food. Life is literally balanced.
Oh, of course.
You always want to go to like the good moments, the success, the awards, the accolades. But it's that balance of knowing that your main line's gonna get fucked and your bathroom's gonna be overflowing because somebody flushed a tampon on a Friday night, or like knowing that your oven's gonna go down and knowing that like all this shall pass.
Of
This
course.
too shall pass.
Yeah.
And I can only give so much energy to this and then reassure everyone around you. And that's the balance. It's the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And it's just staying even keel. I think that like 27 years, 15 years, I think the main thing I've gotten good at is when shit is hitting the fan, I'm okay at taking a step back, taking a deep breath, and letting everyone know it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then I can call my wife and she's going to be like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
You
dude,
know what I
I was
mean?
about to say my wife, man. Thank God, my wife, because I'm like the type of person that will get like nervous. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, you know what we're gonna do? This, relax, just because you can't think right when you're nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not thinking
I
right.
have her to like keep me, straightened up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You joined the U.S. pizza team.
Yes, I did. I joined in, Vito Recchia from Bella Napoli and Port Charlotte. Wilhelm Rodriguez. Which,
Wilhelm's a fucking,
he's
a goat, dude.
he is, bro.
And
This guy.
did he get number one?
Yeah,
in,
dude, he
in
did number
traditional
one.
or cheese?
Traditional.
Traditional.
Yeah, bro.
You guys, dude, also just one of the best people in pizza I know.
I see Vito and Wilhelm as mentors.
Yeah.
Because they answer any question I have. They'll call me, say, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Just to say what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys
Yeah.
are good and stuff like that. And we need more people like that. And they saw what I was doing, in the pizza game, and they nominated me.
Yeah.
Said, you got to do it,
Yeah.
And I was kind of hesitant to be like, okay, saying, okay, I'll be on the team. You know what I mean? Because I know that takes a lot, but I think my wife even reassured me, you're ready to do it. You've been doing it long enough. You're super talented, even though sometimes I doubt myself. We all do,
Of course.
and I just took that leap and listened to my wife.
I think as long as we keep doing that, we'll be all right.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that. But they're right.
But you know
they're
what?
They're right all the time.
I'm at the age that I do tell my wife, what, you're fucking right.
I know.
No,
Me
you'll get
too.
there. Wait 5 more years.
Listen, dude, I tell her that she's right. Every once in a while, I'd like to hear that I was right, once or twice.
Do you find it as crazy as I do that we put the best ingredients in our pizza, our dough, our cheese, toppings, fresh produce, and then we put pencil shavings on our tables called red chili flakes? What is a red chili flake? We found out about Flatiron premium pepper flakes from a customer who actually brought us some. We were putting it on every slice we ate. It was gold. We were like searching for it like addicts in the back, just like, ooh, where's the Flatiron? Where's the Flatiron? There is no going back. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. The 4-pepper blend, which is actually the blend we have on every table at Hot Tongue, definitely has a higher heat level, and I'm a heat guy, if you know what I'm saying. It has the arbol, the jalapeno, the ghost, and the habanero. It's spicy. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Flatiron pepper, you are going to know the difference. In here, real peppers from Italy. Let's go. Head to flatironpepper.com right now. Use the code pie to pie at checkout. That's pie, number 2, pie at checkout. And any order over $25 is going to get you a bottle free of the sweet heat. Put that sweet heat in your cart, and any order over $25, that baby's gonna be free. Do not miss this chance to upgrade your pepper game. Head to flatironpepper.com right now and join the Pepper Flake revolution.
The Pizza Tomorrow Summit's pretty sick.
Oh, it is. It's pretty fucking cool.
Did you go the first and second year too?
Yeah,
'Cause it was their
I
third-
went to the
it was their
ones
third
over
year.
because there was the pizza show in
New York?
Atlantic City.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, the AC one, that was Pizza Today.
Yeah, that was pizza. Yeah, and then they moved it to Orlando. Is that
No,
what it was?
no. So Pizza Today, the last one they did in Atlantic City, me and Matt were there 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
It was 3 years
I
ago.
was there,
I
yeah.
fucking love Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my favorite pizzeria in the United States, Tony's Baltimore Grill. If
Nice.
anyone's ever in AC or in South Jersey, fucking go to Tony's. It's bomb, dude. It's bomb, and the bar is sick. But no, so Pizza Tomorrow Summit is the competing expo to Pizza Today. So they do Florida, and then they just did the activation in
in Los Angeles,
Right.
in the summer, and they'll be in Anaheim this summer.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going
Yeah,
to.
and
But they
that-
don't do it in Atlantic City anymore.
No, that's Pizza Today. Now does it? Their new fall time thing is going to be in Columbus.
Got you. Yeah. Wow.
But the Pizza Today, or the Pizza Tomorrow Summit. It's funny that it's Pizza Tomorrow and Pizza Today.
Yeah, right?
I think that there's some fucking serious shade being
bro,
thrown at
yeah,
each
of
other.
course.
I went the first 2 years and I loved it. Like
it was pretty cool,
Orlando's pretty G in the
Yeah,
fucking
dude, Orlando's awesome, bro.
in November.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, it was like we've been going to the Pizza Summit, but going in November, competing and winning it, I was fucking badass, man.
Did you get a big check?
It was a check.
No, like did they give you a big
check.
cardboard check?
Yeah, where do I cash it? The big check store.
Where did you save the big check?
Oh yeah, I have the big check. Yeah,
Sick.
I told my wife we should hang it up in her office, but she's like, no. I got the big chain. You know,
those chains are sick. That's probably the
turnover
coolest thing.
chain, like the Hurricanes have.
It's the coolest thing Brian's probably
that's
done.
awesome, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah, those
But
chains
we
are
had
sick.
we had a good time. I like going to these conventions, man, because you meet a lot of cool people. You know what I mean? And you see people you haven't seen in a while, so it's pretty chill.
The thing I like about Pizza Tomorrow, the one that they did in Los Angeles and Orlando, is that it's a little bit more quaint, and so it's a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
You kind of, especially with the U.S. pizza team, like everyone's hanging out, and so like this one is so massive, and like so many people bring like so many people, which is cool, but it's kind of like you're kind of getting torn away or having 5-second conversations, and there's not a lot of like quality time being spent.
I experienced that.
Like which I love, but everyone's trying to kind of do so much. Orlando and Los Angeles were very tight because like you're sitting down. It's like a whole day thing. It's a little bit more laid back, and like I got to like hang out with Vito, or I got to hang out with Wilhelm. There's enough time to like go have dinner or
bro.
like hang out with Rico, who's like
Rico
from Slice.
Lunardi?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking awesome.
The guy's
dude.
the goddamn, to me, one of my favorite people in pizza.
Dude, I met him at in November in Orlando, and it's like we knew each other forever, bro.
Yeah.
He's that kind of person.
He is.
You know what I mean? He's such a great human being.
I told him he should start his own team, and I'll join that one.
Yeah, right?
Like-
I love him because his name is Enrico, like me.
Yeah.
Enrico, you know what I
He's-
mean? So yeah, he's an awesome dude.
I mean, he always like texts me some Italian shit, like on like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something, and like I don't know, he's just he's the person that got me into competing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
shit.
went to Florida just to speak the first year about like vegan pizza and stuff. I was so grateful to Glenn, who puts on Pizza Tomorrow Summit. Flew me out there, got a hotel room, and I got to speak on a couple things.
That's what's
But
up,
Rico was like, "Yo, dude, like you should get into competing. It's a lot of fun." We got to again quality time. I got to spend with a pizza person.
Yeah.
And man, I got bit by that bug. I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'm going to compete in
thanks
in
to your
California.
wife.
Yeah, I'm going to compete in California.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, I got that bug competing now, man. Because I was nervous in November, but yesterday I wasn't nervous at all, dude. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do my thing. My pie came out the same way that it came out in November. I was like, okay, maybe I got some chance, but it didn't happen. But still, I did third in my region.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. You know?
Well, I think that is. It's something to take note of, though. It's like the first time you competed, right? You got one. You number one.
Number one.
Yeah, and then the next time you competed with the same fucking pizza, you got whatever you got.
Yeah.
It wasn't number one.
It wasn't
but
number
like,
one.
but that's the nature of competition.
Yeah.
Even Rico's, like Rico brought Chris and Tracy, his team. I think maybe somebody else. Rico he placed the lowest.
Yeah. But one of his team members placed third.
Chris.
Was it third?
I think Chris, it's third or second.
Yeah.
And he's going,
Like,
he's
wow,
going to,
that's
like,
fucking awesome,
It's
dude.
just, it's really more about the experience. It
Yeah.
really is like, it's so much fucking fun.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Yeah. It's fun, bro. Can't take it too serious.
Yes. And it's good to know that it's subjective, you know, like,
pizza is subjective, just like life, brother.
and those competitions, because it's a good example. You won with one cheese and you didn't win with the same cheese.
Right.
So it's like everything's going to be different.
Yeah.
Today, I tied for first place in Los Angeles with my vodka pie. I made the exact same pie today for non-traditional, and it was even better than the one I made in LA. And I was so fucking proud taking that back. I was so hyped. I wasn't getting any color in the oven, and I was a little scared. But seeing the thing come out and cutting it, it really was like, I just didn't. I was also in the headspace where I was like, I don't even give a fuck about this anymore. Yeah. But I felt so good about that. But if I got 90th today, it would not matter to me.
Yeah.
I put it out there.
I feel the same way.
I felt like, dude, that was a number one pie.
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I felt the same way because I was like, you know what? Last night, dude, at 3 a.m, I picked up the phone. I was like, okay, I didn't even make top 10, but I was happy with my product, how it came out.
Yeah.
And I was proud of myself that I went to Pizza Expo. That's a big competition.
100%, dude.
You know what I mean?
It was 3 times bigger than last year.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I did it, and hey, let's go on, man. Keep doing it.
Keep moving, dude. It's just supposed to be fun. Everybody I talked to in the back, it was like, "How'd you do yesterday?" And people would be like, "Oh, not as good as I wanted to." Yeah. But my question is, did you like your bake?
Yeah.
Did you like your bake? Because as long as you can say yes, you did win, dude. Not to sound cheesy or anything.
No.
The
100%.
only time you can lose that competition is if you were to sincerely maybe it came off the paddle wrong. Maybe like you put it in an oven that maybe you shouldn't have, and you didn't get the bake that you wanted. But as long as you felt like you gave the judges a pizza that you would give to a customer and they would give a 5-star Yelp review, you fucking win, dude.
Yeah, I always tell myself, you gotta make a pie, even at these competitions, the same pie that you give out at your shop.
I'm 100% with that.
Don't be there's a lot that I'm gonna make a competition pie.
The tricksters and the jesters is what I call them. And that's no hate to anybody that wants to get crazy. But yo, if you ain't serving it every day, it has no business hitting the oven in a competition either.
Exactly. You got to be true to yourself, man. You know what I mean? Don't just give out the same product you give out to your customers, man.
Yeah.
Because let's say someone tries your pizza, right? You give out like a competition pizza. Let's call it a competition pizza.
Yeah.
And they go to your shop, and they're expecting that, and you're giving them something else. You're gonna say, "What the fuck just happened here?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you got to be true to yourself, bro.
You're right. And there, if I don't want
not to knock anybody,
I don't want to judge either, because like, you know what? If you come out here and maybe you have 19 units and this is your place to be a little creative, I get it. I am a fan though of people that, because the way I would look at it is, if you win number 1 off this crazy fucking pizza that you made, you're gonna take that back home. You're gonna want to use this number 1, but this pizza now has to go on your menu.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go on your menu, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And then when you do put it on your menu that has 27 ingredients,
or a different process of making
your dough. Like the whole thing is like, so just where I'm coming from is make it easy on yourself.
Exactly. Don't overcomplicate yourself.
And you should be competing with yourself every day. You know?
Oh, I do every day.
I know. We're just like the best though.
Yeah.
Me and you we're good guys. We're cool guys.
Man.
Like we have it figured out.
We do. But it just
everyone should listen to us, dude.
Yeah. We know what the fuck we're talking about. I got 10 kids, guys. Listen to me. Shit.
You do. We got fucking Grandpa Rico. It should be Grandpa Rico, not Uncle Rico, dude.
Yeah, I like that.
Dude, that should be the next store.
Grandpa
Number 2
Rico.
should be Grandpa Rico, dude.
I have my grandchildren bussing tables.
There's just a bit more gray in the beard.
Yeah. Oh man, nah, dude, I love it. It's awesome, bro. But no, man, you got to be just true to yourself and true to others, man.
Where did Uncle Rico's come from,
bro? My niece, bro, always, because my name's Enrico, but ever since elementary school, even my teacher Rico. So. And my niece, Uncle Rico, when she was growing up, and I was like, I already stuck to it. And at my other jobs and my other businesses, they would say, "Hey, Uncle Rico." So I'm like, you know what? Why not Uncle Rico?
Yeah.
That's where it came from. Everybody says, "Is this from Napoleon Dynamite?" I'm like, no.
Well, that's also sick too.
Yeah, I love that.
Because Uncle Rico is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Even though now he's White Lotus. Everyone
Isn't
forgets
that weird?
Everyone forgets that's Uncle Rico, dude.
Yeah, just like Denzel Washington in Training Day. You know what I mean? Like, wow, what a like a change, right?
That role is sick though.
Oh, dude,
Training Day is dope.
Yeah,
That's Ethan Hawke too, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Great
that's
movie. Did you
that's
see Gladiator?
I haven't seen Gladiator too.
My wife said, well, a lot of people say it sucked, but my wife saw it like the other night, and she said it was awesome. So,
I've heard mixed reviews, but I fuck with the Roman times, dude.
oh yeah, that's fucking awesome.
If I could go back, over there or Egypt, either one of those. Do some weird
man.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Barbarics, man.
I don't think much has changed. We're pretty barbaric on social media
We're
to
just
each
more,
other.
We're just more automated.
Yeah, there's less blood.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It's
More
just
mental.
it's just
mental.
emotional damage
Exactly,
now. Yeah.
you know.
It's just like, yeah, you know
and
what?
I think that's even worse. You know what? I think emotional damage is worse than like getting like a cut.
Yeah, I'd rather just somebody like cut my head off or like try to fight
Right?
me than like passive aggressively come at me on Instagram. Like, yo, say it with your chest and like come fucking try to fight me with a sword.
Yeah.
Don't
That's a huge problem.
Don't like
right now, dudes.
don't try to do this like backhanded bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make it. Communication is very tough. You know, like, that kind of goes back to like forgiveness and blah blah blah. It's like, let's have a real conversation. You're not gonna hurt my feelings,
Right.
Like,
right.
let's be real. Let's talk.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do though, with between text message and
Yeah.
and emails and social media.
It's unheard of now.
It's the way I mean, I can sometimes read a DM the wrong way. You know what I mean? And then meet somebody in real life and be like, hey, I don't know if like I came off a certain way. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what they say? Like it's not what you say, it's how you take it in or how you see it.
Because you're processing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're an overthinker, you're fucked.
I am fucked. I'm in fuckery, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I know. You like create your own little prison.
Yeah. I think everybody has their own little prison. Man.
I think they do too.
You know what I mean? But not everybody has the key to, open the cell. Sometimes you just get the fuck out a little bit.
Well, that's kind of like what we were talking about, just staying present. I think that's the key. As long as you stay present, you're not future tripping and you're not tripping about maybe like the past.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing I can do.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Went that way.
Yeah.
Onward and upward.
Exactly. That's something hard to learn in life. That's hard that a lot of people can't learn.
I feel like that thing is the thing I'm just getting to in my life.
I think the older you get, but dude, I've known 50-year-olds that are they
Babies?
ain't get it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I know plenty of people that like.
Yeah.
I look at older people and I'm like, damn, dude, you're acting like an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And it's like bizarre. Like, why do I this is bizarre.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's again it's kind of like a choice that you make. There's this Carl Jung quote where it's like, your life starts at 40 and the rest before that was research.
Yeah.
And I
Makes
told
fucking sense,
I
man.
told Matt like that. That resonates with me because I do feel like your adolescence, your teenage years are kind of dark, weird, fucking figuring it out years. Your 20s are an experiment. Your 30s, you think you're old, but really maybe you start to mature.
Yeah.
And especially in LA, dude. Everyone's like late bloomer Peter Panners. Like, oh, this band's really gonna work out. Like, oh yeah, this is really gonna work out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you got it, dude. It's like you're 38 playing to 15 friends still.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this for 20 years. Anyways, don't give up on your dreams, everyone.
Right.
Follow your dreams. But I feel like I'm getting close to a point where it's like the only thing that could really shake me for the most part is like, I do value my friends and my family's opinions, but like thinking about or trying to take care of everyone around me, you ain't got time for it, dude.
Brother.
You ain't got time for it.
Especially in the world we're living in now, bro.
And I ain't got time for other people's problems. I don't fuck with politics. I don't fuck with world stuff. I try to stay informed, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. Waking up every morning is hard enough for me to understand what's in front of my eyes. And being kind to everyone that I interact with is what I try to give to the world.
Yeah. So do I, bro.
Because I am not going to change what's going on in the next state, the next continent, or the next galaxy.
Right.
It's going to start with, I'm searching for the man in the mirror. Woo!
Hey, bro.
You know what I
love
mean?
it, man. I love it. You should start a band.
That dude, thank you, dude. Yeah, just fucking die.
Gonna be
Just like
fucking
go
awesome.
backwards.
Yeah.
Just go backwards.
Nah.
Since 2021, I've had the privilege of consulting on projects across the country, helping operators fine-tune their dough, systems, and everything in between. I take it seriously because I know what it's like to build something from scratch. It can be terrible and lonely. Plenty of folks reach out just to talk shop, and I'm always down to share what I know. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, the next step of improving or launching your business, I offer a full menu of consulting services from dough doctoring to dialing in your systems, policies, and workflow. So head over to alexkoons.com to get in touch. Let's build something together. Better pizza for everyone.
The only thing you don't, that you don't stop, like you don't truly master is parenting, bro.
I can only imagine.
Parenting is a lifelong learning, thing, bro. Because, dude, my kids are older already, and I'm still learning how to be a good parent. Because I don't think there's such thing as a good parent. It's lifelong, a learning experience being a parent.
Wouldn't you say that like being a good parent is just kind of like being there?
No, man, just more than that to be a good parent, man. Some people say, well, the mentality, a lot of people have that mentality. If I spend a lot of money on my kids, I'm a good parent. Oh, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but what are they sacrificing? Time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that's the only thing that the lifelong lesson that I'm still like, that I live by. Just, keep learning how to be a good parent. Because even though your kids are 30 years old, 28 years old, you still have to mentor them, you know what I mean, and try to like guide them in the right direction, but still guide yourself as well. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the crazy thing is like when you become a parent, you kind of realize that your parents are just humans.
Yeah.
To me, that was like the biggest thing. Like when I had my son, I realized all the sacrifices, like, your parents like they kind of try to convey to you what they gave up to have you. Okay. Because when you have a child, you sacrifice, you can sacrifice, not, depending on whatever, but like you sacrifice a lot. A woman sacrifices her whole body.
Yeah.
It's never the same. Her like brain chemistry, physically, like it's birth is the biggest gift you could give to a human being. Existence is great, but everyone should fucking call their mom right now and say thank you.
Yeah.
Because
of course, man.
Like seeing my wife carry a kid for 9 months and then watch her be cut open on a tape, like, and the things they go on after, like, I'm sorry, but like, it makes men look like such fucking pussies.
Yeah.
Like there is no greater gift.
No.
But like going through that and seeing a child come out of an existence, this thing comes out of thin air. I know you're religious. I don't know what I believe really these days, but I know there's God in that, man.
Of course there is.
Like that creation, realizing that your parents went through all this, however many times, whatever they gave up for you, and then realizing that they're just human beings too, trying to figure it out. No matter if I'm 40 years old, like I know my dad doesn't always have all the answers.
No.
He's like, I know my mom can't always give me the right advice. Like they might be 65 and 70 years old, but they don't know it all either.
Exactly.
No one fucking does. We are put on this planet to become better people, to learn every day, to become better parents, better like friends, better pizza makers every day, right?
Just like pizza, man. You want to better it. I always say the road to perfection is always under construction, man.
100%.
There's no such thing as perfection.
No.
You know what's perfect? Being yourself, brother. That's what's perfect. That's what I think perfection is. Just being yourself and learning. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and that's perfect.
And admitting when you're wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, to me, that's the most. To me, like what you just said was beautiful, but also like the strength in somebody being able to say, "Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm growing."
Yeah.
That's real growth. So is your oldest 30?
My oldest is 28.
Okay. And then what's your youngest?
My youngest, I have a daughter, she's 14.
Okay.
Yeah. And man, dude, 14-year-old daughter, man, it's tough, man.
I bet. How many
dude.
girls do you have?
We have 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, rest boys.
Three girls, 7 boys.
Yeah, we're a blended family.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful, bro. You know.
Well, is the youngest the spoiled, the most spoiled?
I spoil her.
Yeah.
I spoil her. Yeah, I let her get away with things. You know.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't like it very much, but hey, you know.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of brothers and sisters?
No, I'm the youngest out of 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know.
So you were the baby.
I was the baby. Man, but I was the one that had all the kids. My other 2 brothers are smart because they only had 1 child each.
Well, dude, I bet your mom and dad were like fucking. Didn't they love it?
Yeah, they loved it. They
Yeah.
loved it, but then they're like, hey.
Can you slow down, my dude?
Yeah. You should have got cable. I tell my parents, you should have got cable.
Dude, what? Okay, what? Yeah, I didn't ask you about this. What does that mean? Like, basically, like you weren't.
I would have had more channels to
Yeah,
look at.
you got
and go
bored.
out.
You got
Not
bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, it's awesome. Being a parent's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun, especially like you know, you take them to work and you know the people see, oh man, it's a family business. Pretty cool, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess what what you said is like, being a parent, I have a 4-year-old, so it's like just getting like really cool, you know, like interacting. It's like I have like a best friend, you know, like you have like a little you, and you know a little of my wife, which sometimes is scary to have 2 of them in the household, but like, you know, to have like you like to have a tribe, like you know, like.
We'd be rolling deep.
Yeah,
bro.
when like those, I come from like a family of 6. Dude, the family vacations were always the best. And now, like, dude, there's so many grandchildren. I think there's like 26 or 27 grandchildren. Like,
man.
There's no family. I don't use the word family for for restaurant stuff because I think family it can be really great, but it can also be toxic. And with family, like. You're stuck with your family because it's blood.
Yeah.
You have parents, you have family reunions, you have brothers and sisters. Like you're gonna see each other. You have to see each other. I would never wish that upon my restaurant.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, yo, we this is a place of connectivity. It's a safe space.
Yeah.
But you are never if you want to leave, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're
but
right, bro.
but family's crazy, man. But it's
Yeah,
like
man.
it's so. I mean, do you love having a big family?
Yeah, we love it. We love it, man. Yeah. We love having a big family. We love the grandkids coming over. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
I can't
bro.
believe you're fucking Grandpa Rico,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Me neither, man. Me neither.
Does that trip you out?
It does sometimes.
You look
Because
like
sometimes,
very
like
young.
like when my oldest son, you know, we're together. Like it's like, you guys brothers? Like, nah.
Yeah, dude. Yes, dude. I thought you were like 36.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nah. It's a trip.
Do you tell? Are you like, yeah, dude, we're brothers?
Nah, dude.
Your
Like,
son's
nah, it's
probably
my
like,
son,
nah,
you
yeah.
know. I'm proud, man. I'm proud
Yeah.
of having, like, you know, that I have
Well, dude, that's like a
older
great
son
compliment.
It's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's cool, bro. Family's everything, man.
It is. It really is. Is that a Forza hat?
It's force of yeah.
Yeah.
Alberto.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Dude, are you thinking about getting a Pizza Master?
Dude, you know, I've been like following Alberto for years, bro. Like 6-7 years, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's Force of Pizza, you know, is his movement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I always been, you know, I always like to, you know, to give back. You know what I mean? To represent somebody that's doing something big in the pizza community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I rock it, bro.
Yeah.
I rock everybody's. You know, I like, you know, like Pauly G rocks everybody's pizzeria and stuff like that. I'm kind of like that, bro. You know what I mean? I support people to support me,
Yeah.
to show me love.
Yeah.
You know, I even show love to people that even show me love, man. That's the type of person I am, bro.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Of course.
You know?
You know, Alberto's a good guy. He like bleeds Pizza Master,
Yeah,
and
dude.
he. If I were to get a Pizza Master again, I would probably go through him and not the channels I went through before. But
You
yeah,
gotta go to the source, bro.
you got to go straight to Chicago.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
You got to go straight to Alberto, baby. You got
he's a
to.
great
Did you
dude.
look at that? The dough baller he has.
Yeah,
The
dude.
Dough-matic or what's it
Yeah.
called? The Ball-matic.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those.
Those are awesome, bro. That'll save so much time, bro. These are like we were talking about the AI, you know, the answering systems, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
What, the AI?
Yeah.
I think the AI is like that. I think we'll all next year be if you have a phone, you'll be using AI.
Yeah.
It'll connect straight to your POS and
Yeah.
it'll just integrate, and that's how your orders will come in. I can't wait. I fucking hate the phone.
Dude, yeah.
We don't
sometimes-
take phone orders when
No, you
somebody
don't?
calls.
Yeah.
We say
Go online.
Yeah, we basically say, "Do you have any questions?" Like,
Yeah.
like if you could just please like order online. That's how we do orders.
Yeah. That's what we do. Sometimes we're like, listen.
It's too
Sometimes we're so busy you can't answer the phone.
Yeah.
Or you put them on hold. You forget they're there.
Yeah,
And
that
then
sucks.
I had people go into the pizzeria. I'm still on hold, right? And my wife goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to place an order now?" I don't know.
Yeah,
But no, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All that shit's coming out. It's fucking awesome.
yeah. No, I'm interested to see what the next 5 years will be.
Yeah.
I think automation has been, like we touched on a little bit, but I think automation's been around.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of cheesy. I think the next 5 years we're gonna see a lot more.
Yeah.
Like conveyor belt ovens,
Dude.
like
Don't knock
more-
conveyor belt ovens, bro.
Well,
I've
more
seen
stone conveyors,
those things,
more
bro.
like
I've seen some
those
badass
are-
pies coming out.
those are
of
like
those
60
ovens.
grand a deck
I
right
know,
now. I
bro.
think we'll get some brands that maybe it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Or like maybe not cheaper, but the word is more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I think ballers will get cheaper. I think all that technology will get cheaper and better.
Yeah.
So, you want to play a game before we get out
Let's
of
do
here?
it, bro. This is what I was waiting for.
All right.
That little game right there.
All right. Well, the game is overrated or
I love it.
underrated.
I can't wait.
Okay. So I'm going to just start this one off because you're wearing the hat. Overrated or underrated Pizza Master ovens?
Underrated.
Overrated or underrated gas deck ovens?
Gas tank. Underrated.
Underrated. Is there would you say, is there a specific brand of gas ovens that you think are overrated? Because you have two.
Yeah, I have two. I have a Marcel and a Baker's Pride. They both cook different.
Which one do you like better?
Baker's Pride.
Okay.
They cook harder.
Okay. Overrated, underrated, hot honey.
Underrated.
Dude, I love the intensity here. Underrated.
Underrated.
Okay. Overrated, underrated, Stanislaus tomatoes.
Underrated.
Okay. Okay. Do you use Stanislaus?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay. Overrated, underrated, Bianco di Napoli.
Overrated.
Yes. Overrated, underrated, all Trump's flour.
Shit. It's a hard one. All Trump's flour. Overrated.
Overrated, underrated, social media.
Over fucking rated, bro.
Overrated, underrated, long fermentation.
Overrated.
Overrated, underrated, high hydration.
Overrated.
Dude, you're like, usually I have like a little bit of time to like think of another one, and you're not giving me any explanation. So I'm like just blazing, dude. I'm just like loving this like back and forth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we're keeping it like very NPR right now.
That's it.
Like these like
Why
small
make it
voices.
typical, bro?
No, dude. All right. Let me ask you this then. Who won the battle between Kendrick and Drake?
Drake.
You're the first American who has said this. Wow. Drizzy won the battle.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Overrated, underrated tariffs.
No, we don't talk politics, bro.
What's your favorite Kanye album?
I don't like Kanye.
So, damn. Okay. All right.
I'm an old school dude, bro.
What's your favorite hip hop artist?
Rakim.
Okay. Yes, you are very old school.
I'm very old school. Dude,
Okay.
I like California, like the LA music, bro. I like Kid Frost back in. You ever heard of Kid Frost? Mexican rapper back in the days. Lighter Shade of Brown. Ever heard of those? Yeah, like a Mexican hip hop group, man.
Sounds tight.
Yeah, bro. I like all that, bro. Yeah, man. I'm an old man, bro. I'm a grandpa, remember, bro.
Dude, yeah, you're the youngest.
Because everybody says, oh, the Wu-Tang Clan. No, don't get me wrong. Wu-Tang Clan was badass.
Wu-Tang Clan.
You know what I mean?
They are
like
nothing to fuck
Rakim,
with.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back in the days, there was like this old school hip hop band called Trends of Culture in New York, bro.
Okay.
You know, I like music. I like rappers that actually talk about something other than fucking what they're wearing.
Yeah.
And running through the rods, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to hear something about life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I can like relate to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, much has changed.
a lot has changed.
I say the same thing about the pizza community, you know?
Yeah, bro.
Tell me about your pizza. I don't want to see how many broads you're running through.
Yeah, I don't want to see how many Instagram followers you got, motherfucker.
We ain't talking about politics, baby.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about politics.
Oh,
I don't give a
shit.
shit about your 40,000 followers.
Yeah.
Let's just end it there,
Let's
dude.
do it, man.
Dude.
Hey, I had a good time. Hey, you know what? This shit was real, bro.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you. I know this was kind of like
Last minute thing.
last minute thing, and I really do appreciate everyone who's made time. I appreciate you coming
I
up here.
appreciate you, man.
and having a chat with me.
Yeah.
Dude.
And you know what I liked about it? That we talked about life, not only pizza. We did talk about pizza, but life.
Yeah, no, it was, dude. This was honestly a great conversation. Yeah. I mean,
look forward
we
to
can all
doing it
make
again.
pizza, but we can't all be
course.
as cool as us.
Yeah, exactly.
We already decided we're fucking sick
we're-
dudes.
Yeah, we are. Man.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
In our own little fucking bubble. We
That's that's all that matters,
That's all
man.
that matters, bro.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
thank-
are you guys. Everyone listening to
Yeah,
this.
thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening to my bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone's still listening to mine. All right, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.